Coming to you from the Illegal Shift Studios, it is another episode of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. And I don't know about you, but I got the Monday blues. And the only cure for that is a cold beer.
That is a good cure.
My morning sucked so bad this morning. My wife got it. Do you want to hear this?
Yes.
Just a quick story.
Yeah.
Jason Kiefer, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. My wife had to get a new cell phone about 2 weeks ago. By the way, have you got her new number yet?
Oh, she changed her number too?
Yeah, she had. Well, 2
weeks. I haven't gotten a new number. I'm a little bit offended.
The iPhone that she had was not holding, and when iPhones start going bad, they don't hold a charge for shit.
Yeah. Yep.
So her iPhone was going bad. She went to the store, the Verizon store, to get a new iPhone, and the best deal that she could get was to get a new phone with a different number. So and it's a major pain in the ass changing the numbers, right?
Did she stick with an iPhone?
She got an iPhone.
I don't understand why they had to change her number though.
I don't know either, but that was the deal. Apparently, if you started a new line, then you got the deal. But if it was the same, I don't know what she told me. It was a better deal. So
sounds strange to me.
So her old phone number and my current phone number are only one number different. There's only one that we have. There's only one number that's different. Otherwise, which makes her phone number and my phone number for me and her easy to remember. So
I won't remember it anyway. But
so she this past weekend she calls and they told her to keep her new number connected for her old number connected for a while. I guess just in case anything needed to clear through it or whatever. I don't know. But she disconnected. She called to disconnect her old phone this past weekend. I think I sent you a text this weekend. I sent a couple of text messages out. I go the whole weekend. No one returns a text message.
I didn't get anything from you this
I didn't get a single phone call. And so by this morning, I'm thinking, this is a little weird. No one called me all weekend. I didn't get a single text message. The messages I sent out should have been returned. None of that. I get up this morning. I send a text message to my wife who's upstairs getting ready to go to work. I said, did you just get my text message? She says, no.
Well, she's ignoring you.
She says, I bet they canceled your number.
Oh, shit.
So my number. So I have to go to the first thing I got to do this morning is I had to go to the bank, and then I had to go to the daggone cell phone store, which is a place I never want to go. I never want to go to the cell phone store. Maybe even more than I want to, I never want to go to Target. I hate Target. I don't like going there. Sorry if you're a future sponsor of the show, but I just pissed. But I don't want to go there. I got to go to the Verizon store. And then the guy says, well, we don't do that here. Guy, right? He's got his ears are like gauged like this, pimply faced dude, man. He's like, well, we don't do that here.
At least he's working. Let's not judge.
He's working.
He's at least working.
So he says, but I'll call customer service for you.
Like, I thought you were fucking customer service.
Yeah. But there's only a certain finite list of things that they do. Things beyond that, you got to call the 800 number.
Well, obviously you got to fix because
So I'm in the store on hold waiting for these numbnuts. You know how that goes.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh my God.
It's fucking terrible.
Oh my God. So that's how my days. But long story short, the gal pulls up both the numbers. So she's got my number, my wife's old number. She says, oh yeah, your number's canceled.
Oh, it's so weird.
I said, can you turn it back on, please?
Click that button right there.
Okay,
that one.
I'm just going to put you on hold. Just another 25 minutes.
So we came up with a plan. We're going to do ad reads in the beginning just to get them out of the way. But your morning started that way, and I have a funny morning story.
Well, let's hear it.
So, trying to get through the shift yesterday, and now I don't go back to where I'm on Kelly week, and then I've got obviously vacation for Rob's fundraiser. But there's a gas station right up the road that has the cheapest gas, like by a long shot. When you're talking cents, it's a long shot. So the marathon at Mount
Yeah.
Carmel, Tabasco,
Right.
and club.
I don't
So-
know how they do it, but they're always 12 to 15 to 20 cents cheaper
Bro, it was
than any other place.
It was so fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So I fill up because I needed to fill up.
Sure.
So I pull in, and as per usual, I was listening to Drinking Bros podcast, and fucking Dan Holloway has no filter, just as we don't. And I leave my car door open, and I continue to listen while I'm pumping gas.
Right.
So I'm standing there. Well, there was some Karen who didn't like the fact that Dan Holloway called
Dropping a few F-bombs.
Joe Biden a cunt. And he's an idiot and blah, 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 blah. Just what Drinking Bros say.
That's what they say.
And I enjoy their podcast. So I listen to that going to and
exercising their First Amendment right.
And back from work. And so she literally had the balls as I just put the nozzle into the tank or into the filler. And she was like, well, I'm offended. I said, well, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. How are you? Because I really could give two fucks if you're offended. So she continues to tell me that's my president of the United States and that's very disrespectful. This night, I said, well, did you hear any of that coming out of my mouth? Did you hear me just vocalizing like some schizophrenic at the gas pump? No. I said, well, we can agree to disagree, but I agree with him. And they were going off of the the state. I'm a few episodes back, so it's right after the State of the Union address.
So there was plenty to be critical of.
Plenty of ammunition. And this bitch continues to berate me to the point where I told her, I said, well, you can choose not to listen. You can get in your car.
Yeah.
Where the doors are closed and you're not hearing it. But I'm not closing my door just out of principle. At this point, I'm not closing it. And she,
especially after what she just laid on you.
So like she puts her foot, like almost like a mama deer, like if you're a hunter, or where they do the fucking. She got all pissed off. I said, well, you can go be a cunt over there, and I'll be a Trump supporter over here. And we're fine. I'm not talking to you. You started the conversation with me. She was not happy with that.
Oh, my God.
So I cannot wait until I am canceled on all of...
I wish I would have seen
the social medias around here, like the watchful eyes of, like I've said before, go fuck yourself, town, whatever it is. But I got a full night's sleep last night. I was invigorated. I was ready to go. And she lit in and I was like, not today, sister. Not happening.
Not having. You weren't having it.
So I called some 55-year-old lady a cunt today.
Ooh.
Don't care. Don't care.
And those fighting words right there.
Don't give a shit.
That's all right. That's
you mind your business, I'll mind mine.
So there you go. There's a start to another great podcast. And
that's a Monday. That's a Monday here in Cincinnati.
It feels like a Monday. But we couldn't tell you those great stories if we didn't have great sponsors on our podcast. For instance, our friends at Ohio Valley Productions. They have been a friend of our podcast literally from day one. And if you've got a party or an event going on, then you need to check out Ohio Valley Productions. It is your one-stop shop for corporate functions, fundraisers, festivals, a backyard barbecue, top-rated talent, live acts, DJs, a little karaoke. How about a little trivia time? That's always a big hit at a party. I heard about a big party that happened this weekend where they actually brought in a mechanical bull.
Yes.
And so you want to do that, OVP can set you up. Quality entertainment and a team that has the most experience in the business, and it'll make your event the one to remember. So if you have a vision for a great time, make it happen by calling Ohio Valley Productions. You can drop an email to Dan at ohiovalleyproductions.com. You see the name right there on your screen, ohiovalleyproductions.com, and you will have a great event. And speaking of, we have an event coming up.
We do.
That is going to help out our buddy Rob.
Let's cheer to that.
And Ohio Valley Productions is going to be a key part of that event. And so we are looking forward to that. And another one of our great sponsors that's going to be a key part of that event is Engraved in USA. And we have been talking about Engraved in USA almost as long as this podcast has been around. And our buddy Rich over there and the whole crew just do a great job when it comes to customizing products. Really about anything, any item you can imagine. A keychain, a keepsake of any sort, a tumbler, a flask to hold your bourbon like I like.
Ginger ale.
You put ginger ale in your flask?
No, I sure don't.
But a bourbon flask, I mean, anything like that, any sort of gift or keepsake that you can imagine, our friends at Engraved in USA can make it happen for you. And it is. I always tell people to go to their website and look at what they have, because there really are just too many items to describe, and trying to just put a list of items out there really doesn't do it justice. When you see the kind of work and the kind of one-of-a-kind items they can deliver. I mean, it really is. It's fascinating. It's beautiful. And again, we thank them for their sponsorship of our show. And Engraved in USA is coming through once again for our buddy Rob Herking and the event that we have coming up on the 16th. They have gone out of their way to put together several items that are going to be raffled off. And all that is going to go to help our buddy Rob and his family.
Yeah, we got 3 great gift baskets that are being donated for raffles. And if you go to their website and you don't see something that they have there, something triggers your mind, all you got to do is email Rich and he'll get it, and they can engrave on anything, literally anything. Bring your baby. They'll engrave on your baby if you want.
Come on, we got to draw the line somewhere.
Do we? After some of the emails you sent me today? Do we have to draw the line?
Well, the one you said you're not going to show.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get banned on YouTube yet.
All right.
Maybe next year, a year from this time, then I won't give a shit. But we need more subscribers and more downloads on the audio.
But that video involved a grown woman.
Yes,
not a baby.
Should have known better. I'll describe it once we get to a good point. I'll describe it, but I'm not going to play it. But yeah, we've had so much support, for our friend Rob, and this fundraiser is going to be awesome. I mean, gift baskets after gift baskets after gift baskets. Joe was over with Carrie today or yesterday, getting all the gift baskets together. I mean, we're probably upwards of 30.
Nice.
So good showing. Good showing.
Nice.
But yeah, hit our peeps at Engraved in USA, man. They're awesome. Rich will be in New York. He will be unable to attend. He was very, very upset about not being able to be there, but he's there in spirit. And what him, Tim, Tammy, Jeff, Tanya, what they do for us, we appreciate it.
Very much so.
All right.
So he's going to New York. Is he going to get himself involved in the controversy that is happening in New York City right now?
Oh, I hope not. Well, he's a cop, so he probably won't.
Could you imagine being a firefighter?
He's a former cop, medically retired cop, but I'm sure he'll stay on the up and up, but he might see some of it.
Could you imagine being a firefighter in the city of New York right now? I mean, the drama that is going on there. I mean, this is it doesn't get any more
horse shit.
It doesn't get any bigger than what's happening in New York right now. I think.
So much for 9/11, and we appreciate everything that you guys
did.
I'm just
saying in terms of drama, in terms of interpersonal relationships, I guess, with where are the higher ups going to stand? I mean the outcome of what is going on in New York City right now is going to determine things, I think, a long way in the future when the dust settles and you see who is standing with who. I mean, this is kind of shit you make movies out of. If you ask me.
Well, and it's so funny, and it's obviously I'm a fireman, but the cops have gotten fucked over up there. The firemen are now obviously getting fucked over, which we're getting ready to get into that story. And That's typical Democratic New York City. Typical. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing it with Bragg, against Trump. And this part isn't even political, but you can read between the fucking lines. So go ahead, jump into that story, Danny.
So, what do you have the video ready to go? So what happened was, I guess a week or so ago, maybe a little bit less, sometime during the course of last week, there was an event that was a
promotion ceremony.
Yeah, promotion ceremony. The commissioner of the fire department of New York, her name is Laura Kavanaugh, appointed by the mayor of New York City, which by definition makes her a political appointee. She really is like almost like the political officer.
She's a figurehead. She's a figurehead.
Yeah, but she's like the political officer that you would see in the old Soviet Union to keep an eye on, the regular people, the rank and file. And so she's been embroiled in controversy. For instance, the New York Post has a story about her embattled. This is from a year ago, February 11th, 2023. Embattled FDNY chief Laura Kavanaugh facing a mutiny by her top chiefs. 5 already demanding demotions and others threatening to follow suit in solidarity. The 40-year-old rookie commissioner set off a firestorm last week by violating an unofficial, long-standing fire department protocol and chain of command. Kavanaugh, who Mayor Adams tapped as the city's first female fire commissioner, in part to tackle the department's ongoing struggle with diversity. Where have we heard that before? Well, we heard it right here in Cincinnati with the chief who was sent there, and then the city manager decided that he wasn't doing enough to uphold his end of the diversity scale. So she made up a bunch of bullshit charges against him, fired him, and now the city is looking at paying out probably a fat 7-figure settlement to the fire chief that she fired and did so in the wrong way. So this gal has already had all this this controversy going on, and then apparently there was a recording that was made. The fire department failed to identify the snitch who recorded a meeting between a dozen chiefs of staff and the fire commissioner, Laura Kavanaugh, a year ago. So there's all this stuff that's already going on. So then she brings in a new chaplain for the fire department, and it's the first female black chaplain. And look, if you ask me, are the rank and file firefighters going to give a rip about, okay, fine, they've got a chaplain, I think that's great, but do you think they're going to get themselves all worked up because it's the first black female chaplain, New York City Fire Department? Do you think they spend any time at all considering that or thinking that's a big deal?
I'm pretty sure they didn't have a big meeting going, oh my God, holy cow.
Yeah.
Look what's getting ready to happen.
So the city of New York has this thing called the Bureau of Investigation and Trials, known as BITS. And so the video we're going to show you, this is where BITS comes in, because Letitia James goes to speak at this ceremony, which I guess was being held in a church, right?
That's the way I read it.
Yeah, or they called it a house of God, which I don't know what that means. But she says they were in a church, that the event was non-political. And with this is why I love New York City firefighters, because they are not big fans of Letitia James. I would suspect the majority of them are huge fans of Donald Trump, and they don't like what Letitia James is doing to Donald Trump, and they let her know about it.
And it's very hard to hear, and there's like 4 different things here, so I'm going to try not to screw all of this up, but because I want to be able to make this there.
And today we are making history, swearing in our first African American woman chaplain of FDNY, Kavanaugh, and she happens.
Sounds like they're chanting Trump, doesn't it?
That's to me, to my way of thinking, as you would say, and I'll pay the tab. It sounded a lot like Trump.
Uh-huh. So now,
so I just popped.
Oh, you got the letter right there.
I popped on the screen these bullet points of what is now going to happen as they're going to try to figure out who these anarchists were. They said they have camera so they can figure out who it was. But they want the district chiefs to go to each firehouse where these people where they work and dress them down. You can read it for yourself there. But I mean, such a crock of shit, because do we not have freedom of speech anymore? Which it's a rhetorical question because I know the answer. We don't. But you have the biggest fire department in the country. All of these people not giving a shit about who you have at that promotion ceremony because they don't like you and anybody that you're associated with, because they're seeing what's happening to their policemen, their brothers in arms, and they're voicing out that, hey, we don't want you here. We don't care. You can speak. Continue to speak. You go through your whole fucking speech. But if we want to chant Trump, 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 or boo, or do whatever the fuck it is they're doing, oh, now I'm in trouble? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Letitia James has got to read the room.
She's an idiot.
She is an idiot. And okay, fine. The chaplain was her friend. Fine. Then go there and support your friend and keep your pie hole shut. And that would have been the best course of action for her. But look at the way the Kavanaugh is trying to make the shit roll downhill. Here's what she did. The deputy chiefs, so she's got all the deputy chiefs under her thumb, shall direct the captain of the company.
I think I said district chiefs, but deputy chiefs.
Deputy chiefs is probably the same, essentially the same thing. Shall direct the captain of the company to make a list of those who come forward and send it directly to FDNY operations. I realize members might not come forward, but they should know there is clear video of the entire incident, and they will be contacted by bits if they don't. So she's putting the screws on the chiefs, who in turn are being forced to put the screws on the captains to rat out their own guys. And there's a quote here, and of course the New York Post is all over this story. But there's a quote here from a fire chief or a retired guy, I guess, who was there. He says, "This was a political stunt for the city to have the attorney general there. When it backfired, they sent their racist pit bulls after guys for exercising their First Amendment rights. Most were off duty and not in uniform."
Boom.
So, yeah. So
that's a public forum.
Alan Dershowitz chimed in on this. He said firefighters have an absolute constitutional right to boo the attorney general, and the government has no power to punish them for it. So efforts to get the names of the booers is an effort by the government to chill free speech and is unconstitutional.
I agree.
And that's what Dershowitz is saying about this.
Anybody that they pick out on video in that assembly, if they're in uniform, I will throw a little credence to the fact that you have decorum that you're supposed to have. Now, I'm going to say it's New York as well. I know some guys that work at FDNY. They don't give a fuck about shit. They don't care. And they stand by their morals, their ethics, whatever their beliefs are. And they're very, very, they're New York is not it's a union, but it's not a union as far as fire department goes. But they have like their fire department union, very strong, and they stick by each other.
Yeah,
they protect each other. If you're wrong, you're wrong. and they will call you out. You'll be the biggest shitbag known around that fire department. If you're right, they're going to protect you. But if these guys truly were off duty, just in the crowd, in a public assembly, they can say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Put my face on video. Okay. Yeah, you might not like me. My deputy chief may not like me anymore because you're getting some heat because of me. Okay. Sorry. But guess what? That's the way I feel. But to bring the attorney general in, knowing, and just with everything else that's happened in New York in the last 6 months, go back and you go through all the events. And then now you're going to, well, I'm calling everybody on the carpet that was there and shouting Trump and boo and this and that. You know what? Again, another Karen, shut up. Shut your mouth. I'm glad you sent that story to me though, because I hadn't had a chance to look or see it. I was like, ooh, that's good. That's good shit.
Yeah. So you've got this, and look, to my way of thinking, 40 years old.
Now you pay the tabs. So now we're even.
40 years old is pretty young to be the commissioner of the fire department in New York City.
I don't even know her background. That's what I was trying to look at.
I saw her background is that she was, I guess she was a staffer there when Bill de Blasio was the mayor. I don't think she has any real background as a firefighter.
No.
So
the commissioner in New York, the FDNY commissioner, typically doesn't. Again, another figurehead,
a political appointee.
Yeah,
it's a political office.
So I mean, they do things way different than we do here. So that's something that I'm not super versed in, but it's for nearly a decade, I have served, learned from, and worked on behalf of the New York City Fire Department. I've seen sacrifices our men and women make, the talent and training they possess, the bravery they display, and the lives of protecting the city. This is the greatest city in the world, blah, blah, blah. I'm excited and grateful for the opportunity to lead this great department. And I'm thankful for the 17,000 firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics, fire marshals, fire inspectors, and civilian personnel for all they do 24/7. She's a political appointee, but she is one of the civilian.
Well, she's essentially the mayor's eyes and ears on the fire department.
Correct.
Because the mayor needs to know what's going on in the fire department.
Yeah, I mean the commissioner never probably worked a shift, and that's just the way they do it.
Right.
And it's so big. I mean, it's a huge department. And I'm not judging the way they do their shit, but you do have to kind of vet your people a little bit, in my opinion. Because I'll be curious to see how the ongoing investigation goes with this and what she does and how she handles it.
I'm going to predict right now this is not going to end well for her.
Probably not.
Because these guys are not going to, I cannot imagine these guys giving each other up.
Oh.
Right?
Well,
I mean, can you imagine? Oh, yeah, I saw Kiefer there, man. He was going crazy. He was booing the hell out of that bitch.
No, the fact that we have cameras. Well, then do your investigative work.
Yeah.
Pay your bits people, which I didn't even know what that was until you explained it to me. Pay your bits people to do their fucking job. But guess what? If you see Jason Kiefer in there in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and I'm not in uniform and I'm yelling Trump, 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 or Biden, 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 or whatever I'm fucking yelling, I'm allowed to fucking yell it. I mean,
I agree.
Well, I mean,
I don't care if she got her feelings hurt or not.
Well, and it goes back to the State of the Union address. The father of the guy that got killed in Afghanistan, who gets arrested, because he's yelling Abbygate, but yet the president is 20 minutes late getting to the fucking State of the Union address, and they didn't arrest anybody, any of those Palestine protesters.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah, weird.
Wow.
But this motherfucker's facing 5 years. He's facing 5 years of prison.
They haven't dropped the charges against him
yet. Not that I've read yet today, as of Monday. So the president can be late
That-
to the State of the Union. His path of travel can be impeded. The most powerful man in the world, quote unquote, as long as there's not, as long as he has a spork, he's fine. But the most powerful man in the world can be impeded getting to his own speech. Nobody's arrested, but yet a guy yelling in protest because his son got killed is going to potentially face 5 years in prison. Go fuck yourself.
If Joe Biden had any common decency at all, he would invite that man to the White House.
I agree.
And
have a conversation
and grovel in front of him.
I'm not even going to say grovel. I'm not even going to say
he
grovel.
should fucking grovel because
hold
he
on.
fucked up. He put his son in that position, and he bears responsibility for his son being dead.
But hold on. I'm playing devil's advocate.
All right.
Have a conversation.
Yeah,
you don't have to grovel. Have the conversation. Hey,
show some respect.
Show some respect to somebody that lost somebody, and especially, how about we show some respect to getting a name right first and foremost in that State of the Union. But have the conversation with that gentleman and say, look, there are no charges. It's fine. I understand you're upset, and have that conversation. That would go a lot fucking further than him just being fucking charged. And again, this is potential jail time. I'm not saying he's going to serve 5 years, and it probably will go away.
It should.
But these guys, these firemen that don't like what's happening, the attorney general and everything else that's happening in New York City, they want to stand up and protest, exercise their right, which I thought that's what we had, but apparently not.
Well, they went there.
You see how different? You see how different that is, though.
But those firefighters who went there, why did they didn't go there to hear the attorney general speak?
No, they went to see their guys get promoted,
to support the people who were getting promoted, the people who were probably their friends and people they went through the academy with, and people that they work alongside every single day, or if they're like you, every fourth day or third day. But that's what they went there for. They didn't go there for a dose of woke politics from the attorney general of the state of New York. And look, if you're an elected official and you show up at an event, sorry, that makes it a political event. You cannot divorce yourself. If we have a sheriff in every county in the United States has a sheriff who's elected. If you're elected, you're a political figure. You show up, that's a political event. Sorry, that's just the rules of the game. It's par for the course. It's the coin of the realm. All those cliches. It is what it is. And so you have to have some thicker skin than that. Letitia James, you're saying that Biden ought to step up and show this man some grace. Letitia James ought to step up and show these firefighters some grace.
Instead of sending bullet points, she should have said, this is what I want done.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
she should have said, that's on me. I shouldn't have been there. I'm a pretty hot commodity right now. I stirred the pot. I'll take the hit on that one.
Well, we know how that's going to work.
Yeah, but of course, they can't have it that way. And Joe Biden is so brain dead. And of course, you know what happened over the weekend. He was being interviewed.
I couldn't contact you via phone, so I had no idea what happened.
We couldn't communicate with you. I couldn't make a phone call. I couldn't get a phone call.
I thought you were just.
But Joe Biden over the weekend did an interview with Jonathan Capehart, who's on MSNBC. They did an interview in Air Force One, and he said, "Do you think you should have referred to that individual as an illegal?"
Oh.
And so he apologized for using the term. So he's apologized, and this is what Democrats are up. They're not upset that Laken Riley is dead. They're not upset that she went out for a jog, minding her own business, and was accosted by an illegal alien, dirtbag, scumbag criminal who's in this country should not have been in this country, and under the Trump policies would not have been in this country. They're upset that that this guy who allegedly perpetrated this crime, but had been arrested previously for other crimes, was referred to as an illegal by the president
and his brother. He's
a dirtbag too.
Yes.
They're all criminals. That's what they're upset about, that this guy was called an illegal. And Joe Biden's, I shouldn't have used the term illegal. Sorry about that. So they're more concerned about this guy being identified as an illegal. And you know what the White House likes to call them? That they like to call them newcomers now. It's just a newcomer.
Oh, it's not undocumented citizen anymore.
No, the term is newcomer now.
Oh, that's old school.
So
sorry, that's old school.
It's just a newcomer out there killing people. That's what will make this country great.
I love the fact that they backstepped. Well, he didn't apologize. It
sounded like an apology to me.
He never. Their statement was he never said I'm sorry. So,
but
remember,
so it's not an apology. In our last podcast.
So just remember that.
In our last podcast, we had the video of him when he was out there on the tarmac, and the reporter said, "Do you regret calling him?" And I said, "What did I say?" I said, "The answer is no." And he was like, he's hemming and hawing around and didn't know what to say. No, the answer is no.
Ted Lake said, "I'll call them what they are, quote unquote, future Democrat voters." End quote.
Well, yeah, no, he's right.
Attaboy.
He's 100% right. That's exactly what they want.
He said 100%. That's right.
So they want him to vote, and they also want to have. Oh,
you got a drink.
I forgot that one.
You
that
said
one,
it.
It blew right. Did I say that?
Yeah,
you
said
blew right by me. I'm not even listening to myself.
Nobody listens to you, Dan. It's all right.
I know. Well, I come down here in your basement and rant for an hour, and
especially when your phone doesn't respond.
If it hadn't occurred to me, I probably could have gone a week or more and not really thought about no one.
You probably wouldn't have missed anything.
Probably not.
It's probably better for your mental sanity.
My sanity's pretty good.
Well, that's up for debate.
But there is hope out there, and I love to talk. Look, you know me. I try to be positive. I try to look on the bright side of things.
Oh, yeah. You were waiting.
So one is a great story that we had at the end of last week. And this is, you know where East Central High School is, yes?
Yes.
It is in Southeast Indiana. So here where we live in Cincinnati, we live in what's called the tri-state area. So in the tri-state, you have southwestern Ohio, which is where we are, and the river, of course, flows. There's a big bend in the Ohio River, and it hits Cincinnati, and it goes up around. And then just to our west, we have Indiana, which is southeastern Indiana. And then we also have Kentucky, that part of Kentucky, northern Kentucky, and it forms what we call the tri-state area. So in the tri-state, there is a big high school in St. Leon, Indiana, that is called East Central High School. And they have a lot of really have a really good football team, sports programs every year. They're one of the biggest high school in that part of the Indiana area that's in the tri-state, and they win a lot of sports, and they've got a great tradition there. So there was a student at this high school. His name is Cameron Blasek. He's a senior at East Central, and he attached an American flag to the back of his pickup truck. Been there for a while. He gets called into the principal's office one day last week, and the principal says, "You got to remove that flag from your truck." And he says, "Well, that flag's been there the whole year, and I haven't had a problem with it." Well, apparently there's some Karens out there too. That part is, if you read, you got to read between the lines of the story to sort of get the gist of this, because the flag's been there all year, no problems at all. and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's got to get rid of the flag. That means that someone saw it who hadn't seen it before.
Somebody had an issue.
Yes, and so this is a quote from Cameron Blasek. The school came to me and told me, you've got to remove the flag, otherwise you're going to get written up for insubordination. Blasek says, I told them to straight up from the get-go, that is not going to happen. He read them their own handbook, all the guidelines, and Indiana state law, and everything shows I am perfectly legal and fine to fly that flag. So then, of course, the news gets out to the student body. All right. He comes to school the next day, and it turns out that all these other kids who go to school there had attached American flags to their cars.
Oh, yes.
And drove in, and the parking lot is full of cars with American flags.
Right us all.
How
up.
about that?
St. Leon's
I mean,
close.
that is awesome.
We need to contact his parents and see if we can have him on.
Oh, I'd love to have that kid on.
That's your homework.
And then I'm trying to
podcast first, your radio show second.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can.
Just FYI. Just putting that parameter out there.
What's that?
Podcast first, your radio show second. That we get that kid on. We talk to his parents. Yes.
I would love to talk to that kid and his parents. I mean, what a good kid, man.
Are you recognizing the fact I said the podcast first, your radio show second? Are you recognizing that part?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So it's on the internet. It's there. It's true.
Yeah, it is. It's a true story. And
It's not a true story. It's the fact that we're going to get him on a podcast before we get him on your radio show. That's what I need you to acknowledge.
Oh, okay. But no, it's a great story.
You still haven't acknowledged it, Dan.
I know, but
I will argue.
I'm fiddling around. I had the principal then.
You have like the worst ADD ever.
The principal then sent out a letter, and I'm trying to find the copy of the letter, which I had the other day, but I don't have it up in front of me right now. But the principal wrote a letter saying, "Let me clarify," and essentially saying that
Cincy 513 has a question. He says,
okay,
because it was an American flag. That's his question.
Because what?
He's asking. His question is because it was an American flag. That's why he's getting his balls busted.
I don't know why he got his balls busted. I'm guessing that someone saw that flag and didn't like it.
So be more clear, Cincy 513. If you have if that's your question, that's your question. That's cool. I'm trying to get clarification from Dan just to make sure he's seen the story. I haven't seen the story.
No, but give me a second. But I want to find the letter, and I got to go to a different website to find the letter.
I love this though. I do love the fact that this kid's standing by his fucking roots. Did his research and said, "No, I'm well within my rights to do so." Good for him.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that letter. Okay, here we go. So the and look,
here's.
I've done many over the
I don't want to tell you to send it to me.
Do you want me to send? I can send it to you.
Oh, it's going to take you forever.
Huh? Hold on. I got to dial up my email now. Let me find that.
He was Sensei 503 was asking what type of flag they have an issue with.
American flag.
An American flag.
Yeah.
Not something nefarious, weird. He's not flying a Fukumas flag for our buddy Rob. Just to make sure.
Is that even a real word?
No, Rob made it up.
See, I knew it.
But it's a real word now.
It is?
Everybody's using it. Rich uses it all the time.
All right, I just emailed that to you.
All right.
Do you want me to wait to read this letter before you have a chance to put it up?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh. There it is.
I got it.
Okay.
I just got to
scroll down.
I got to be able to share it on the screen because I want everybody to be able to read exactly what you're reading. That way we're not throwing out propaganda. So
the principal actually just sort of backtracks a little bit and sort of covers his ass. But in the end, I'm pretty happy with the way this this all comes to a head here. So he writes, "Dear parents, I'm writing to address recent concerns and confusion regarding the display of the U.S. flag by students at East Central High School parking lot. It has come to my attention that there may have been some misunderstandings. And I would like to offer clarification on this matter.
As you were getting ready to put a kid out on insubordination.
First and foremost, I want to emphasize we encourage expressions of patriotism and pride in our nation among our students and staff. After careful consideration and in recognition of the importance of the U.S. flag as a symbol of unity and national identity, I am pleased to inform you we are allowing the display of the U.S. flag by students at the East Central High School parking lot. I understand the significance of this symbol and pride it instills in our students, teachers, and the entire school community. I share this pride. Students will be expected to display the U.S. flag properly and in accordance with U.S. flag code. And I don't think any of us would have an issue with that.
Nope.
I would like to extend my sincere apologies for any confusion that may have arisen due to the initial lack of clarity in this matter. So this guy is covering his head. He's saying it was all just a misunderstanding. Just, we told the guy to take the flag down, but really we didn't mean it. Let's see. My goal is to provide an environment that promotes respect, understanding, and open communication. I appreciate the concerns raised by members of our community. Oh, what concerns might those be? Some kid flying a flag, they don't like it.
Especially in St. Leon,
Indiana.
So,
yeah, this is why I say there was one, maybe two, but probably one, probably the same woman you had a conversation with this morning, who maybe was in St. Leon and didn't care for the flag on the back of that truck. So he appreciates and concerns. So he's trying to placate those who came to his office and said, that kid's got to get that flag off his truck.
I've got so much.
Moving forward, we remain committed to maintaining open lines of communication and ensuring that our policies reflect the values and aspirations of our school community. If you have any further questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you for your understanding and ongoing support of East Central High School. Sincerely, Tom Black, principal.
So guess
East Central High School.
Guess who wrote that? You
don't think the principal wrote that?
No. Law director wrote that.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The attorney for the school board fucking wrote that letter. And there's no way you can tell me that they didn't.
I'm perfectly fine with that letter.
And again, he is a figurehead. So we talked about it earlier. He's a figurehead. So he's got to do what he's got to do. I don't know who. I don't know if it was him that wanted to pull the insubordination card. I'm pretty sure it got brought to him and said, hey, this kid is flying this fucking flag. We need to put him on insubordination. However they do it in St. Leon.
How does flying the American flag, though, equal insubordination of what?
Right.
Of who?
Insubordination is when you have nothing else to go on. Honestly, I've been a fireman for a long fucking time. And when you have nothing else to go on, but you want to fucking do something, I don't know the background of this kid.
You've also been in a position to enforce disciplinary action on individuals.
Correct.
But you've never dropped the insubordination card.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
So you know of what you speak.
I followed policies, whatever. But I don't know the background of this kid, so I can't completely defend it. Flying the American flag, really? What's that hurting? Does the school have rules about it? Apparently not. Because
apparently they do, because he read to them from the school handbook.
What I'm saying is he is allowed to fly it because he grabbed their rules and he grabbed the Indiana state constitution. He did his research.
Right.
To be able to justify his position. Now the president or the principal is put into his spot to where his name's going to go on it because he's the principal of the school. But somebody else, the principal's not walking around the parking lot, and maybe he was, but typically somebody brings it to him because he's a figurehead. Hey, we got a problem. What's the problem? Oh, this kid's flying an American flag.
I would suspect the principal already knew that kid had been flying the flag.
I want both of them. I want
and
both
didn't have a
of
problem
them.
with it.
I want both of them at the same time on this podcast. Split screen.
That would be cool.
Yes, that's your homework. You're the media guy. I'm the tech guy. Somewhat. Not really. Not really. I'm
All right.
I know enough to get me in trouble. But no, I mean, I think that would be a very good fucking conversation to have. Mr. Principal, how did you get? Because I mean, a teacher can't just say, "Oh, you got an insubordination charge." So it has to go through him. So how did the whole story happen? Because we don't know the whole story.
Well, the thing is, the radio station, I read this letter that was posted on the website of this radio station called Eagle Country 99.3 FM, which is the local radio station in that part of southeastern Indiana. And I used to have a good contact there, but I don't have that contact anymore.
Well,
That was Bubba. Remember Bubba Bo?
Oh yeah, Bubba Bo.
Yeah, he died a few years ago. But
R.I.P.
he used to.
You might hear a dog barking.
I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to work there, and I knew Bubba Bo, and he is no longer with us.
All right, so since you 513, I'm going to go through some comments here real quick.
All right.
Since 513 said, "Here's my bet: someone had a Confederate flag or something like that on their car. Someone bitched, so they banned all flags. Then this kid comes in with American flag to test.
I didn't
potentially, but
I didn't read. And I've read a couple of different stories on this. I didn't see any mention of Confederate flag in any of the stories that I read.
No, nor did I. But again, we don't know all of the details. But I think that's fair to ask. So then, from failure to stop. When you decide to make government your employer, you forfeit some of that, I think. You represent that agency with your words and behaviors, whether it's fair or not. So I agree with that, where part of depending on what you're doing, this kid's a student, but like in the line of work, talking about
it sounds to me like he's referring to the firefighter
the
thing in New York.
The FDNY stuff, I agree. But if you're not in uniform, I don't know. Because we've talked about having that higher, shit. It's escaping me now. Higher code of standard, higher moral code, whatever.
Trying
to go through
the only thing I would say about that is I think it's different if you're in the military. Not only are you subject to civilian laws of the United States, and if you are serving in a foreign country, you're subject to the civilian laws of that country, but you're also subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And the UCMJ lays out different standards of behavior, and it really lays out pretty much governing aspects of every aspect of your life in uniform and out of uniform, and what's expected of you as a member of the military. I don't know that being a member of the fire department has those same standards as the military. I would imagine they have some expectations, but I would imagine that they're not as extensive as you would find typically with a member of the United States military.
Yeah.
Am I on? Do you think I'm on track there?
I think you're on track.
All right.
Cincy 513 says that makes no sense. Nobody, in all caps, is offended by some kid having an American flag.
Oh, I take issue with that because
there's obviously missing context, especially coming out of rural Indiana. It's common sense here, guys. And I think we made it very clear that we want to get more context. So quit being a little bit bitchy. We're trying to get the context. I want the kid on. I want to hear more of the story.
Well, Cincy 513, the only thing I would say about that is that if you read I just read the letter from the principal. And so in his letter, in the 1, 2, 3, and the 4th paragraph, he writes this: I appreciate the concerns raised by members of our community. So that is him recognizing that someone pitched a bitch about this. So he's trying to assuage him a little bit by saying, I'm not blowing you off 100%. I appreciate your concern.
Oh, shit, you said it.
Okay.
You did it on purpose.
I'm just saying
you did it on purpose.
That's how you have to read these things. When he says, I appreciate the concerns raised by members of our community. If there weren't concerns raised by the community,
this wouldn't be a story.
This wouldn't even be a story. This would have never, all the kids. And I would like to, there's got to be a picture or video or something of that, of all the flags in the parking lot at the high school.
Guarantee it. That again,
I would love to see a photo of that.
That's your homework. Dig in. You're up.
That's a great local story, though.
It is.
It is. I love that story.
I mean, that's literally probably 45 minutes to an hour away from us.
Yeah, of the time that I was in television news, I did probably a half a dozen stories at East Central High School, and I'm telling you, I mean, it's Americana right down the middle, right down the pipe, total Americana, total.
So Cincy 503, we want more context. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you disagree with 99.9% of the shit that we say, but yet you still tune in. But I want more context. I agree. But I want that kid's parents to say, yeah, he can come on. I would love to hear that conversation. That'd be awesome. Hold on, I'm going through comments. So
all right. Yeah, Blasek. The kid's name is Blasek. Cameron Blasek, senior at East Central High School.
Good for him, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for him doing his homework.
Yeah. He read from the school manual, read them Indiana state law.
See, this is showing.
Like, I'm good here, fellas. So I'll keep flying the flag. I know it's not coming off.
So, Cincy 513 says, concerns about what, though? Does your common sense tell you there's people in rural Indiana town that are offended by an American flag? Well, apparently there fucking were.
Someone was.
Somebody was.
This
wouldn't have been a story if there wasn't. So I'm curious about it. Jesus Christ.
No, it was Cincy 513. I agree that by and large, and I'm 99 point, you put the number on it, are perfectly fine with a kid flying the American flag. But all it takes is that one minuscule percentage point that doesn't care for it.
It takes the one Cincy 513 to have an issue.
And just think, if this kid would have acquiesced, if he would have said, okay, I'll take it off, then we would have never known that this story would have existed. And that one minuscule percentage point of an individual who didn't care for the flag being on this kid's truck would have had a victory.
It only takes one.
Yeah.
It only takes fucking one. Like that stupid bitch that I saw this morning.
Yeah.
God, I wish I'd asked her name.
I
should have asked her name.
I think Karen's probably pretty close.
Yeah, Karen. Oh, no, Karen fits it perfect. Damn it.
All right. So look, if you're in Sunman, Indiana, or St. Leon, Indiana, or Lawrenceburg, or any of those areas around there, Batesville, let young Mr. Blasek know we want to get in touch with him. And maybe he'll get in touch with us. Because, people listen to the podcast in states all around the country and foreign countries and all the rest of it.
Which is fucking crazy to me.
No, it happens.
When, hold on, just bear with me. When is our next one? Friday before the big event, and then we're going to do a short one on Saturday, yes? Yeah, so our next podcast is Friday, but I'm gonna put this up here. We've got our big fundraiser for Rob on the 16th, Saturday, this coming Saturday. Hoping our buddy, gets back here and we can try to fit three big ass motherfuckers in here. But if you're unable to make it and are inclined, please snap that if you have Venmo or whatever, or get with me for some donations for medical bills. Medical bills are going to be absolutely astronomical, and all we're trying to do is just trying to help out Aaron and the kids, try to lighten their load a little bit. But the 16th is going to be a huge event. I'm actually scared of how big it's going to be, because I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to be this big.
Is this going to coincide with this? By the way, it's going to be at the Tap House in Anderson Township. Is this going to coincide with their St. Patrick's Day festivities?
No, theirs is Sunday. They're doing
okay.
They're doing
all right.
They're doing
that's
a true St. Patrick's Day.
So I swear to God, this just happened. I just dialed up the Fox News website just now. Look what's the lead story on the Fox News website.
Teen comes out. I'm not after not refusing to remove American flag. It's hard for me.
That's our boy.
It's hard for me to see past your
Can you see it?
microphone. Yeah.
Team comes out on top.
I know. We're talking about something different now.
After refusing order to remove American flag from truck. We just talked about that story. It is now the lead story on the Fox News website.
Nailed it.
I mean, are we ahead of the curve or what?
We are. But
I swear to God, I had not looked at the Fox News website all day. I just dialed it up here at the end. And boom, it's the number one story.
Being bigger ahead of the news, donate to Rob's family, because they're gonna need the money. But if you're in town or close, or I know a couple of people reached out, possibly coming into town, it's gonna be awesome.
I think so.
It's gonna be a good turnout.
I think so. It's gonna be great.
Ton of great things to raffle off. Live auction, guns. We got guns to raffle off, which shocked me, but we got those. And just get everybody together if you're close or around. But we appreciate all of you guys, and here we are at an hour and 4 minutes.
Yes, I will have the Reds tickets on Wednesday.
Boom, there you go.
So that's it's going to be some club seats to go see the Reds.
We got Reds tickets, we got UC tickets. UC Bearcats football tickets coming up. So a bunch of shit. Everybody, the community's been awesome. So,
and by the way, shout out to our buddy Randy Corbett.
Yes,
Corbett Graphics. Huge shout out. I mean, he's gone over and above the call, and I mean, the place is going to look fantastic with the banners and the signs and the tabletop things and all the rest of it. And we went in there the other day to take a few measurements. And he's like, "Oh, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this." Dude, boom, boom, boom. It was fantastic.
He fucking kills it every time.
So, Corbett Graphics, another great sponsor of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
So we'll be back Friday, and then we will be doing. I'm hoping, I gotta double check some internet shit, but hopefully we'll be live streaming from the event at least for an hour, probably between the hours of 6 and 7. So, but more to that to come. So. We will figure that out. Dan, closing comments.
Have a great day. Have a great night. Tuesday's got to be better than Monday.
Tuesday's got to be better than Monday.
And feel free to text me. My phone works now.